That would then lead us on to asking you about bias in recruitment. What is it? And give us some examples of that, please.
Okay, so discrimination, if we look at the technical definition of it, is where we would place restrictions on a person due to protected characteristics. Now, that sounds quite deliberate, and discrimination isn't always specifically deliberate. It can be quite unconscious or accidental. So one of the things I focus on is trying to raise awareness in people of what kind of biases that they can potentially have that influence the processes that they put into place in their organisations, or the way they deal with people when they come into contact with them. Now, to give you an example of this, it can be the way you deal with somebody in an interview situation, or it could come into play when you look at the structures you've got in place and the things that you don't see about how that might restrict certain people and their access to things. So to give you some examples, our working world tends to have been built around an able-bodied person who doesn't have an awful lot of burdens in the home life, so they can work a long working day, they can do a commute either side of their working day, and that means that it narrows it down to a certain group of people who tend to be able to do these roles. And by kind of going with that ordinary view of a working world, we tend to restrict people's access to it.
Which basically leads to bias in recruitment.
It does, and that can impact women who might have children at home or caring for elderly parents, but it can also impact people who have disabilities who may not be able to travel during rush hour, those kind of things.
Absolutely, absolutely.